Hey guys, it's Shalise and I am here with a tutorial on how to make burns with school glue and toilet paper. So I'm doing this because I am in a show this summer called Disaster, and I'm just practicing some different techniques that I can use for special effects makeup because, I mean, the show is called Disaster, so obviously it's going to be a disaster in there. So anyway, yeah, we're going to go ahead and let's see, how is my mirror setting? We'll probably do something right along here. It's going to be small because in the show we don't have very much time to actually apply the makeup in between acts. So if you want to see how to do a burn with very minimal, no special effects products actually, but very minimal items and just regular makeup, stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just tear off sheets of toilet paper and try to, I think this is 2-ply, separate the plies. Maybe it's not 2-ply. Maybe it's just a very thick 1-ply. Alright, well, if this was 2-ply, you would separate that. And then just cut it in pieces. You kind of want to round off the edges so it doesn't have sharp lines, and just cut fairly small pieces out like that. Then what you're going to do, I put my glue on just like a piece of paper here, and I have a cheap like art brush that I got from Dollar Tree, and it was like a pack of 20. You can use a makeup brush if you want. I don't like using my makeup brushes with glue or latex, so I'm not going to. And you're just going to start kind of applying it in the way you want your burn to go, and you kind of have to do this quick so that it doesn't dry up on you. I can take it out a little more. Okay, kind of like that. You can also use like a makeup wedge. That's pretty helpful too. And then you're going to start applying your pieces. And you can kind of overlay them a little bit because you're going to put glue, and my mirror just dropped, on top of these to set it. And that's as far as I'm going right now because I'm going to have to take this off shortly. So we're going to, I think that's pretty good. Now if you see any pieces sticking up like this, you can just take your brush, put some more glue on it, and just go under there where you apply. Simple, right? All right. So, and if you see, like, there's another piece right here, lifting, just kind of go over that. Okay, so you're going to do that until all the pieces are flat to your face. Okay, so once you have everything pretty much flat, you want to take some more glue and just smooth all of the edges down, all the way around. And you want to come onto your skin a bit to help flatten it out. So that there's less of a harsh line to transition from your skin to the wound. Now we're going to build a little more, but we're going to build towards the center more than the edges, because again, you want the edges to be as flat as possible onto your skin. So what you can do is get a blow dryer and help speed up the process of drying, which is probably what some of us will be doing in the show itself. But I don't feel like getting my blow dryer, so I'm gonna let this air dry a little bit, and then we're gonna build up some more and take the next steps. Okay, so this is pretty dry. It's a little tacky in some places, but that's okay. Just mainly up here. But that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and proceed. So I'm just gonna take a little more glue on my brush and apply it just sporadically. My mirror keeps falling. Towards the center. Now, when I say that you want this to dry, what you don't want it to do, and that's why it's still tacky in some places, is dry completely, because we're going to want to manipulate it in a little bit here. Alright, I think that's good. I'm just going to add a little more here. Maybe here. And here. And then I'm going to go back and seal these edges into the previous layer. Again, if it's pulling up, just glue it back down. I don't know where that's coming from. That's coming from the other side. And then let's seal this one down. Oh, maybe that's how it went. See, my goal is to have a big mirror soon, so I can better see what I'm doing. But you know, I'm trying to wait on the man, and that can take forever. Alright, so that's where I'm going to leave this portion. I'm going to let this dry a little more. Alright, so this is still tacky in a lot of spots, but it's right where we want it. So what you're going to do is take this part of your brush, or anything that has a sharper type into it, and you're just going to start pulling and pushing like that. See how it makes a little hole there? It doesn't need to be neat. You don't want it to be neat. You want it to look pretty messed up, actually. Alright, see how that folds over a little bit? That's perfect. Let's do something here. And that folds up nicely. And maybe one there. That's pretty dry, so we'll leave it. And maybe something like that. And we can leave this little flap up so it looks like a kind of like a flap of skin. Alright, so looking a little Freddy Krueger-ish. Alright, so that's what we have. So I'm going to get my glue out of the way because I don't want to get it on my stuff. So now that we have this, we're going to take a sponge of your choice. I'm using a dry beauty blender right now just because that's what I have right now. And you're going to take whatever foundation you would normally wear. I'm using Revlon Photo Finish, and this color is, I think it's, yeah, caramel. So that's what I'm using. You're just gonna take a little bit of it like this and start applying it to the wound. I guess I should have wet. It's not a beauty blender, geez, this is a Real Technique sponge, and I should have wet it, but I was being lazy. You'll get the general idea. And you want to cover everywhere the glue and the tissue are. And then if you're wearing foundation, which I'm not, obviously, you want to blend it out with that too. And it is going to be a different color, but that's fine because we're going to add some other dimension. Okay, once you get that all in there, you're going to take whatever your favorite powder is. I normally would use a translucent powder, but I don't have it on me, so I'm using my Photo Finish pressed powder in medium deep. And you're just going to set the foundation. Now, besides it being super light, it already looks like rotting flesh, so it's kind of cool. All right, so now this is where all the fun comes in. Now, if you don't have this product, you can use a lipstick or something of that nature. I'm using this MAC, what is this called? Premeditated? Okay, premeditated cream. MAC, it's in, maybe that's the color is, oh my goodness, it's called Premeditated. That's the color. Jeez. And it's a cream color base. So this is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to use this duo fiber brush from Luxie. And basically I just want to kind of stipple on some red. And right now it's very light. I don't even know if it's picking up on the camera. I may have to get a thicker brush. Oh, there we go. I just had to push harder. And you want to go up around the burn as well, because when you get burned, it bruises around your skin as well as on, you know, on the burn itself. Okay. So you're going to start with that.